Yo, what's going on, boys? GZTV here, and we're back with another video. I literally just woke up, and it's like 1:30. I don't know what the fuck happened. I fell asleep at like 3, so I don't know why I'm waking up so late. But anyways, in today's video, it is Sports Talk Monday. Of course, in the morning, technically it's the afternoon right now, but usually once I get up, we do NBA recap, and then we do the NFL late tonight when the Monday night game is over. So yeah, pretty much I go over the top 25 players in the NBA, look at how their team is doing, look at how they are doing. Some of you guys know the gist. Some of you guys are new around here, so I kind of wanted to give you guys a refresher. Hold on, let me get ESPN pulled up so I can get the stats ready for you. Um, there's going to be a few surprises on this list. A few people jumped up. There's some new MVP candidates. Some that really haven't been an MVP candidate all year, but that's the beauty of the league. You never know who's going to be on top. But anyways, coming in at number 25, from the Sacramento Kings, I'm not talking about Buddy Hield. I'm not talking about De'Aaron Fox. I have the hiccups. I apologize, boys. I'm not talking about any of those guys. I'm talking about Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton, I don't know how, but he slipped into the top 25. Now, I'm not hating on him at all. I just don't think he deserves to be in the top 25 right now, but he is. Statistically, Tyrese Halliburton out of Iowa State is a top 25 player. Iowa State is a very special school because a guy that used to play football for us went there, so it's really cool to see a lot of guys come out of Iowa State. You know, in football, you have Allen Lazard, you have David Montgomery. But anyways, you know, he's a top 85 scorer, top 140 in rebounding, top 15 in passing, top 70 in efficiency. So I don't know how he made the list, but they play the Lakers in a few nights. I expect about 13 points, 8 assists, 55% from 3, 36 from the field. But anyways, moving on into number 24. We have a guy that's been on this list for quite some time. This doesn't really come as a surprise. And the Kings are a pretty bad team. Let me just mention that. The Raptors, man, is another bad team, really. They don't really have much to show for themselves here. But we have a guy that's is a 20 points per game average, so he definitely deserves to be up here. It is Fred VanVleet. He's a top 20 scorer in the league, top 90 in rebounding, top 15 in passing, and 40 in efficiency. Um, tomorrow night, I think it's tomorrow night, they play the Spurs, and you know, on the season, he's averaging about 21 points, 7 assists, shooting 40% from the three, 44% from the field. Pretty efficient player. Hopefully, the Raptors can turn it around. I'm sure they're bound to, but we just gotta hope it happens soon because Fred VanVleet definitely deserves to be on a good team here. Moving on to number 23, a dog shit team this guy is on. Wow, this team is god awful. We're talking about the Rockets, the 10-27 Rockets, and this guy is on the list for the second or third week now. He is leading the team in rebounding and points, which is something that a lot of guys in the NBA can say, but you know, he's kind of like a worse version of Rudy Gobert. It's Christian Wood, except he can score from anywhere. But his stats kind of have like this Rudy Gobert-esque, you know. Um, Christian Wood, man, he's playing like a top 25 player. He's an all-star in the NBA right now. You know, he's a top 50 scorer, top 10 rebounder, top 120 passer, top 65 in efficiency. Excuse me. Um, you know, he averages 17 points, 2 assists, 34 from 3, 47 from the field. Pretty decent player. You know, he definitely deserves to be here. Um, moving on. Number 22, we have a guy on the best team in the East, the Beast in the East. This team has two really good players who have showed out this week. Um, man, just really good players. We'll talk about the back-to-back buzzer beaters. That is not the guy we're talking about at the moment because he is even better on this list. Who we were talking about is Zach LaVine, and people are trying to argue that he's better than Trae Young, and Trae Young is still better than him. I don't want to hear it from anybody. Zach LaVine, though, top 10 scorer, top 85 rebounder, top 45 passer, top 20 in efficiency. You know, he averages they play Orlando tonight, bad team, and this Bulls team is looking like one of the best teams in the NBA, definitely top 3 in the NBA. You know, against Orlando last time, he had 21 points, 5 assists, shot 43% from the 3, 57% from the field, very efficient shooter throughout the year. I will give that to him over Trae Young, but other than that, Trae Young is a better player. I need people to stop arguing that, all right? So let's move on into number 21. This guy has been injured for a couple weeks now. I don't know how long he's going to be out necessarily, but without him, they're still at least a mediocre team. We're talking about the later Lakers. We are talking about Anthony Davis. He has been on this list pretty much all year, and that is probably not going to change anytime soon. When once he comes back, he's going to be amazing. He's a top 15 scorer, top 15 rebounder, top 75 passer, top 20 in efficiency. He's out with that sprained MCL. He's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. No, now I think he's going to be reevaluated in like 2 more weeks, maybe less than that. But when they played Sacramento, which they play tomorrow, he put up 24 points, 4 assists. Didn't shoot any threes, but he had 48% from the field. So that's kind of, if he were to play the Sacramento Kings, that's kind of what you would expect. Moving on to number 20. This guy's been on the list for a while. We're talking about a guy on my fantasy team. I'm proud of this pickup. He's been playing amazing this year. Absolute dog shit of a team. But you know what? This guy's been playing at a very high level. He's been kind of hurt recently, which is why he's dropped down. Usually he's a little higher than this. We are talking about Jonas Valanciunas of the Pelicans. He's a top 35 scorer, top 5 rebounder, top 100 in passing, top 20 in efficiency. They're playing Utah tonight, and I don't know if he's playing, but against Utah, you can expect about 12 points, 2 assists. He doesn't really shoot many threes against him, but he'll put up about 52% from the field. That is Jonas Valanciunas. Absolutely amazing year. He definitely deserves that All-Star nod. He's holding on to that top 25 position. So, yeah, let's move on to number 19. Speaking of the buzzer beater of the Bulls, this is who we're going to get into now. The Bulls have a bright season ahead, bright future of a season ahead of them, and it is DeMar DeRozan here. Of course, we're talking about back-to-back nights, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. He hit a buzzer beater. That's the first time that's ever happened in NBA history. It is a weird ESPN stat, but I think it's still kind of cool. He's a top 5 scorer, top 85 in rebounding, top 40 passer, top 15 in efficiency. He's up there for quite a bit of stats. They play Orlando tonight. Last time I'm not even going to talk about the Bulls record because we kind of already went over that, but against Orlando, he put up 23 points, 4 assists, didn't miss a single three against them, and he put up 44% from the field. So you can expect another good shooting night from him tonight. Hopefully he makes his case further makes his case as an all-star in this league, because he definitely deserves it. Him and LaVine, the Bulls have 2 all-stars at this point. Not a lot of teams can say that. Coming in at number 18, this is, speaking of a team that can say they have 2 all-stars, this team definitely has the rights to say that. They just got fucking swamped by the Suns, but all in all, they're still having an amazing year. And right now, we're talking about Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is playing like an all-star still. He still deserves to be on this list, despite having a few slow games recently. Top 30 scorer, top 50 rebounder, top 60 passer, top 65 in efficiency. Tonight they play Washington. Against Washington, you can probably expect about 12 points, 4 assists, 13% from 3, 39% from the field. He's not a very efficient shooter, and I've never really said that before, but he still puts up the numbers that make him an all-star in this league, especially with all the injuries that are going around. I definitely think he deserves an all-star nod. And I know a lot of people are going to be snubbed on this top 25 because the NBA is weird as fuck and they have name bias. So that's that. A lot of people have name bias, and it just makes you delusional. Coming in at number 17, a guy that has been dealing with injuries for quite some time. He's a really good NBA player. He's been a good NBA player. He's been a staple NBA player for a while, but he's on a very bad Minnesota Timberwolves team. It is Karl-Anthony Towns. He has maintained his spot on the top 25 list despite the injuries, league and safety protocols. I'm sure he'll be out of here in a couple days and playing again, which is awesome. But he's a top 15 scorer, top 20 rebounder, top 65 passer, top 15 in efficiency. Yeah, they're playing the Clippers tonight. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but he can put up about 15 points, 2 assists, 33% from the 3, 42% from the field against a team like that. So if he plays, that's kind of the numbers you're expecting out of him. But nonetheless, a really good season, an all-star season. Not much else to say. Moving on to number 16, another team with 2 stars. We're seeing quite a bit of teams in the NBA like this, and I'm not mad at it at all. Um, they took a tough loss to the Warriors, but they're like a top 5 team in the NBA, so there's really nothing to worry about. I mean, we're talking about Donovan Mitchell here. He's not even the best player on the Jazz, mind you. He has a top 5 teammate with him, and I'm gonna get into that argument later because most of you guys wouldn't believe it. Anyways, he's a top 10 scorer. He's a top 140 rebounder. He's a top 35 passer, top 20 in efficiency. Tonight they play the Pelicans. You can expect about 19 points, 7 assists, 39% from the three, 40% from the field. These are just kind of projected numbers you can expect in a matchup. Very good Jazz team. They're getting a pretty easy game here with the New Orleans Pelicans, and I hope they keep up their momentum. Moving on to number 15, this is the second teammate of the Charlotte Hornets. Not even going to talk about their team. I just want to talk about the sophomore year that LaMelo Ball is having, because that is who we are talking about here. He's playing phenomenal this year. He's a top 25 scorer, top 45 rebounder, top 10 passer, top 25 in efficiency. And yeah, tonight pretty decently hard game against the Wizards. You know, I'm kind of sad about what the Wizards are doing right now. They're kind of on the fall down, but you can expect about 20 points against them. 11 assists, 31 from 3, 33% from the field from LaMelo. He's not the best shooter against a team like this. You know, he's probably going to be guarded by a guy like Kuzma or Beal. I don't know. But he can still put up some points, you know. LaMelo Ball is having a really good year, and he's definitely top 15. He's definitely a top 15 player in the league here. Coming in at number 14 is a guy that has been dominating, one of the best league stretches that has happened all year. You know, it really sucks because LeBron has not been playing all year, but here we are on this mediocre Lakers team. Again, I won't talk about their record because I kind of already talked about it with Anthony Davis, but it is LeBron James. I'm not going to be saying he's like top 5, top 10. He's definitely top 15 right now because he hasn't really played enough games. I know that's going to piss a lot of LeBron fans off, but that's just how it works in this league. He's still playing like an all-star nonetheless, but you know, he's averaging 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. You know, he's got an efficiency of about 27. You know, they're playing a bad Kings team tonight, so hopefully they get over the hump of being mediocre and turn this into a good season for them. That would be awesome. I think after this week is All-Star Weekend, isn't it? It's got to be around the corner. But anyways, 30, you know, you can expect a 30 bomb from LeBron against a team like this. You know, 11 assists, maybe like 15% from 3, 40% from the field. That is just the projections. Holy crap, I gotta hurry. I took too much time on LeBron. Let's move on to number 13, a lone star on this Knicks team. You guys should obviously know who I'm talking about here. Just not a good year for the Knicks, man. It sucks. He has been out with injuries. It is Julius Randle. I need to kind of hurry here because I kind of got off track with LeBron. A lot of injuries going on in the NBA, but Julius Randle was still able to keep a 13 spot. Um, you know, he's a top 30 scorer, top 15 rebounder, top 35 passer, top 85 in efficiency. So, in a couple nights here, they play the Pacers. You know, you can expect about 16 points, 3 assists, 21 from 3, 35 from field against a team like the Pacers. Julius Randle, still a good year. Still giving him an all-star nod. He's still playing good. Some of these players are going to be low because of injuries, guys. I can't stress it enough. COVID has ravaged the NBA, and this is what they've made it look like. So moving on to number 12, we have a guy of the Phoenix Suns who has only gotten better and better. They're playing at a dominant level. They're right there with the Warriors. They're keeping it neck and neck with guys like that. We have Chris Paul, CP3. Devin Booker is not an all-star right now. Chris Paul is. He's the all-star they've needed all year. You know, top 80 scorer, top 115 in rebounding. He's the best passer in the league. He's a top 30 in efficiency. Again, the assist is really what gets it to him, you know. And tomorrow they play the New Orleans Pelicans, so they should shit on him, you know. You can expect about 14 points, 8 assists probably. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes against a team like this, but he'll put up about 75% from the field, you know, driving it in. You know, Chris Paul is definitely that midi guy. He's definitely that layup guy that the Suns have needed for such a long time. Him and D-Book. This is one of the best mid-range shooting teams in the league, and I got to give them credit for the year they're having. Coming in at number 11 is a guy that's normally a little higher than this. I can't lie. Um, but again, injuries are going to push him back a little bit. What a year this Nets team is having. There's two really good players on this Nets team. And I'm introducing this guy first, the Durantula, Kevin Durant, the Snake, whatever you want to call him. He's on my fantasy team, so it kind of sucks to see him at 11. But, he's the best scorer in the league. He's a top 40 rebounder, top 25 passer, top 5 in efficiency. Tonight they play a really good Grizzlies team, so this is going to be a big test for the Nets, He's averaging 30 points a game, 6 assists, 38% from 3, 52% from the field. You can expect another good night for Kevin Durant. He is the 11th best player in the league, and he's not higher because a lot of other players are having better seasons than him. I don't know what else to say. He's not the statistical MVP. Guys, I'm going off of the stats here. Moving on to number 10. Is a guy that has been in the top 10 for some weeks now, honestly. Yeah, I mean, he's been on here for quite some time. Let's see where the fuck they're at. God damn, where are the. He plays on the Spurs, by the way. But this fucking shit can't seem to stop pissing me off here. Where are the Spurs? When did they play a game last? Did they just have a 50-game break? What just happened? Okay, they just got done playing the Grizzlies like a few days ago, but we're talking about. I don't know where he is, but DeJounte Murray, I'm not going to talk about his stats. He's on a bad Spurs team, but he's playing like a top 10 player. He is putting him triple-double after triple-double. Despite being on a bad team, he's still a top 10 player in the league, and I don't want to hear anybody say shit about it. Like, he is a top 10 player in the league, no fucking doubt. He is top 10. I don't want to hear any arguments against that. He's top 10 because I'm literally looking at stats here. But anyways, moving on at number 9. One of the most hated players in the NBA for no reason. People are so salty to see this guy succeed, but he is the 9th best player in the league. Like, I don't want to hear it. He is the 9th best player in the league. Not a good team. You guys are right on that. It's not a good Hawks team this guy is on, but this year has been amazing for him. He's top 5 scoring. He's top 145 in rebounding. Top 3 in passing. Top 5 in efficiency. He's top 5 in everything but rebounding. Every major stat category but rebounding. So you guys are just fucking hating tonight. Bad Portland team. 28 points per game. 9 assists. 37 from 3, 45 from field. I don't care who's the most efficient scorer. When you take the most shots on the team, you're not going to be as efficient as the second guy in command. You can't be better than a hero when you're a sidekick. That's all I'm going to say, Zach LaVine. Moving on to number 8 is my favorite player in the league. Jaylen Brown just got done dropping a 50-piece, but that is not enough to make us a good team in this league. We're going to have to do a little more. We got a lot to work on. We got to go back on the drawing board in a couple games. But it's Jason Tatum. He's undoubtedly a top 10 player in the league, even with his injury. He's a top 10 scorer, top 20 rebounder, top 55 passer, top 45 in efficiency. He's not like super far off on a lot of stats, And in a few nights here, they're playing San Antonio, a bad team. If Tatum were to play tonight, or in a few nights, he'd put up about 24 points, 2 assists, shoot 29% from 3, 39 from field. I mean, that's pretty much what you're expecting out of a guy like Jason Tatum. I think our Celtics team could do better, but I'm focused on the Packers right now, so I'm fine with them doing bad. Coming in at number 7 is he's got the reins of this horse that is the Nets team. We're talking about a former MVP here on a very, very dominant Nets team. Very bad loss to the Clippers, but I don't know what else these guys could do. You got James Harden. He's top 20 scorer, top 30 in rebounding. He's the second best passer in the league, and he's top 25 in efficiency. He's top 30 in every major stat category. That is big time. Tonight they're playing the Grizzlies. You can expect about 23 points, 10 assists, 34% from 3, 42% from the field. Still pretty efficient score, especially for how many shots that James Harden takes. He takes a lot of shots. He just got done putting up a 35-point triple-double. So if you don't think he's a top 10 player in the league, you are just a delusional NBA fan. I don't really know what other explanation there is for this. Coming in at number 6, wow, this guy's had quite the week to really boost him. And again, before you guys complain, and I mean, this is a shitty Pacers team, but before you guys complain, again, very injury-ravaged NBA. And when you got a guy like Domantas Sabonis leading a shit team, you're going to get him in the top 10 ultimately. You know, he's a top 35 scorer, he's top 5 rebounder, top 45 in assists, top 20 in efficiency, 18, 12, and 4. That's a top 10. That is a top 10 big man, top 10 player type of stat line. And you know, and tomorrow they play a bad Knicks team actually, so maybe they'll get a big break. You know, he's putting up 17 points a game against them, like 4 assists, shooting 71% from 3, 61% from the field. He's one of the most efficient scorers in the league. From a scoring standpoint, Domantas Sabonis definitely gets the nod as one of the most efficient in the league. And he gets all the credit for stuff like that. Moving on, though, to number 5. We're getting into the top 5 here. These top 10 should be considered for MVP. I'm not necessarily saying they are MVPs here. We're talking about a Warriors team with a guy that's reigned supreme pretty much the entire fucking season. We're talking about Steph Curry here. He is top 5. He's not quite an MVP candidate, but he should definitely be considered. You know, he's a top 3 scorer in the league. He's top 80 rebounder, top 20 in passing, top 15 in efficiency. He's averaging 28 points a game, 6 assists, shooting 40 from 3, 43 from field. Very efficient scorer. For how many shots he takes, absolutely incredible. Like, even if he didn't take any shots at all, this is still incredible. I don't even know. But I don't know. He's shooting like the same percentage from 3 that guys that take like 10 shots a game would average. You know? He's just that good of a player. Steph Curry, he deserves all his flowers. He's having an amazing year. Not quite the MVP, but still. Coming in at number 4, surprising a lot of people, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz. He is playing like the 4th best player in the NBA right now. Again, that is bound to change with all the players returning from injury, but right now I got to give Rudy Gobert his credit. He is the best, no, he's the 2nd best center in the NBA. He's the 2nd best center in the NBA. You know, he's the top 60 scorer in the league. He's the best rebounder. Not going to talk about his passing, but he's the top 3 in efficiency. This guy's playing at a whole new level. 16 points a game, 15 rebounds. Yeah. You know, against New Orleans, he underperforms a little bit. They played them tonight. You know, he puts up about 8 points, 2 assists, doesn't shoot any threes. Of course, it's Rudy Gobert. Shoots about 57% from the field. He doesn't get a lot of touches when they play a team like the Pelicans, and I think that's because their guard positions are kind of weak. So, you know, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson will try to break them down. But that is Rudy Gobert. I'm just giving him his credit. You know, he deserves this. Getting into the MVP candidates currently right now, at number 3, statistically, one of the most hated players in the NBA, but statistically, he is a MVP candidate. And I'm not even saying he's the MVP. The only thing that matters is the MVP. And Russell Westbrook is not the MVP. He is a top 3 player. If the award season was now, I'd expect him and these next 2 guys to be mentioned. Not a good team. I mean, he's a mediocre team, but you know, when you're the top 30 scorer, you're the top 35 rebounder, top 5 in passing, you're 95th in efficiency, but you know what? That's not going to matter when you put up 28 and 8 a game. That's not going to matter. You know, they play Sacramento tomorrow, and you can expect about 26 points from him, 9 assists, 33% from 3, 49% from the field against a team like the Kings. Who's going to stop him? I mean, maybe De'Aaron, maybe Tyrese. I don't know who is going to stop him. But anyways, at the 2nd place position, the reigning defending MVP of the NBA, not no more. We're talking about this Nuggets big man, the Joker, Nikola Jokic. They've turned their team around for the better. I know they've had a pretty bad season a few weeks ago, you know. The record wasn't very good, but, you know, Nikola Jokic has been responsible for the turnaround. Like, are we serious? He's top 15 in every major stat category. He's 11 and down for every stat category. He's a top 10 scorer. He's top 2 in rebounding. He's 2nd best rebounder in the league. He's top 15 in passing. And he's the most efficient player in the NBA. He definitely deserves the 2nd place nod. Their team is 18 and 16. As long as you're a winning team, you deserve to be considered for MVP. So really, Russell Westbrook, I think he could still be considered. Dallas, tonight. You know, you can expect about 23 points, 7 assists, 33 from 3, 40, 50, 57 from the field. Pretty efficient against that team. Moving on to the MVP. It's been back and forth all fucking year for this guy. We're talking about Giannis. Giannis deserves the MVP. I don't care if the Warriors have the best record in the league. The Bucks are behind by like 3 games, and Giannis is 4 spaces better than Curry. It's undeniable. He just put up 35, 10, and 16. If you don't think Giannis is the MVP of the NBA right now, you're smoking fucking crack. All right? He's the second best scorer in the league. He's a top 10 rebounder. He's top 25 passer, and he's the second most efficient. This man has been playing at such a high level. You know, they play Detroit right now. Expect about 31 points, 7 assists, 36 from 3, 64% from the field. This guy is a very efficient player. He's going to go out there and play his hardest, play his heart out, and he's definitely earned the MVP. He's fucking MVP. He's going to get the third MVP the third time around as of now. But anyways, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed my analysis. Hopefully you've enjoyed basketball, even though it is a very COVID contaminated league. We'll use the word contaminated. Later tonight, stay tuned. We have This Week in the NFL. It's going to be a good time. A lot of clinching, a lot of eliminations, a lot of playoff moves here in the NFL. We're getting to the last week of the regular season. The season finale. What is this, a fucking TV show? Come on, NFL. I don't know what's going on with next week's thing. They call it the season finale. Like, that shows you that this is scripted. I don't know. That's kind of a weird way to put it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It is your boy GZTV, as always, giving you this sports content every single Monday. Yeah, giving you content every single Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday.